Hey, so I wanted to also mention for those who are on my channel because of the video I did on my mom, it's narcissistic grandma caught on tape, I think it's called. I see it, that one has a lot of views. I had to disable the comments because I was getting a lot of trolls on there. And now they're like, some are like going on to my latest video published and trolling that just to talk about that video. So I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So some of these people who are clearly boomers themselves have said, like, your mom is not a narcissist. You're a horrible person for cutting your ties. You're going to regret this. And the other one was, how dare you expose your children to such a monster of a person? I'm like, I get it. Did I ever have my mom babysit my kids? Very rarely, like out of desperation. It wasn't very often at all. And it was mainly my in-laws, if at all. I rarely did ask for babysitting because I was home and I worked at home. So I didn't have to and I didn't like to. But the rare cases that happened, it happened. I normally chose my in-laws over my mom. But that day that I was over there, some people actually even said, "You contrived this. You had your daughter set your mom up and then she went off and then you recorded. You planned this." I'm like, "I didn't plan this." We went over there. It was like, I don't even know the reason. I think she was just complaining that she hadn't seen the grandchildren. There was no reason why I was over there, like a holiday or anything, or a birthday, because it was just me and the kids. And then my sister and her son were going to show up a little later. So it was just us at the time. And I remember just being tired. I think it must have been a weekend. Yeah, because I wasn't cleaning. I used to clean house sometimes 6 days a week too, but I didn't that week. So I think it was a weekend. And my husband was working. Yeah, because he worked weekends. And my kids were playing that card game with my mom. And I was just sitting in the living room bored because it's so boring over there. I never like hanging out with my mom because she just is very negative and always just likes to talk about negative things and bring back negative things. And that's all she ever brings up. And it's just, ugh, hate hanging out with her. But anyway, I was sitting in the living room that time and I was just on my phone, I think checking Facebook or something. And that's when I heard, they were playing just fine, this card game, until my youngest, at the time, I guess she thought she won and she didn't play right because she didn't know right the game. My mom plays this game all the time. And then she just, I don't know why my mom had to take it so seriously. It's like, okay, so my younger daughter didn't realize she didn't win. It wasn't the big deal because I know my kids now. Okay, so this has been a couple years since that happened, and they don't freak out if they lost a card game. So it's not. Someone said something like, "Your kids are self-entitled and they're not going to learn how to lose." And no, that's not what it was. It wasn't because she lost that she was crying. It was because my mom was being just like, calling her a baby over and over again. And she was like, "Could you stop calling me that?" And then she wouldn't stop. And so that's what that was about. But I know, yeah, should I have not, oh, let's put this on, record this and da da da. I get it. I'm in the wrong there. I'm not going to lie. It's not like I sat there and contrived it. It's not like we did it again and I came back looking for another thing to record. It never happened again because we never came back again. That was the last time I was actually in that house. And that was the house I grew up in. That was the last time I ever sat on that chair looking at that god awful couch. Like, seriously. So, no, I didn't plan it. Yes, I shouldn't have recorded her, but you know why? Because, yeah, so what? You need proof, so you put your daughter through that? I'm in the wrong, 100%. Like I said, I wouldn't do it again, and we never did, and my kids haven't been exposed to her since. And I've had to deal with that my whole entire life. That was just a small piece of how my mom is. That was like nothing compared to what I had to grow up with. I mean, she'd go after my oldest brother, mainly because he was gay. And just because I was in the room, I would get yelled at. It's like, what the hell did I do? I'm just here, She'd just yell at anybody in her sight. She was the type of person to just yell at you because she was in a bad mood. Now, I've adopted some traits that I try to go, oh, no, that is not good. I know I've been raised that way and I know no better, but stop right now. So I'm not saying I am perfect in any way. So, but what I don't do is if I have a bad day at work, I don't come home and take it out on my kids or my husband. Like I don't, I may be sad or, upset about the situation that might have happened, but I don't like come home and yell at them for no reason. So that's the one thing my mom would do is just, if she was having a bad day, no matter what caused it, she would just go off on you. She didn't trust anybody. So if she asked you, like, for a holiday, like Thanksgiving, bring this, so you'd bring it, she'd get it anyway because she didn't think you would do it. You're like, have I ever given you that kind of, I understand if I'm scatterbrained and I'd forget, and maybe you're like, yeah, she's not going to bring it. I get it. Like you just buy it because they're going to be late or they're not. That's not how I am. Ever. I'm very anal about that kind of stuff. So no. It was just, she was like that with all of us though. It wasn't just me. I would say she was the least worst with me because I know my oldest sister was, I guess, I was too young to see, but she said she was physically abused by my mom as well as mentally abused. And so I don't know if my mom had this mindset because she was the oldest daughter that she needed to be her little private slave, but that's what my sister would say. And, I don't know. There's so much behind all that. If you watch all my other videos, I have little snippets of stories from the past that I've brought up that, of different subjects and stuff. So that particular video that has the most views was just a very small amount of how my mom is. She doesn't care about anybody but herself. She really doesn't. She's not even like the only way she's tried to reach out to me, and she doesn't know even, she has an inkling of where I live. Like she knows I live in a certain state and she doesn't even know the city. She can't even like, is it this? When she talks to my mother-in-law. But when she's talking to my mother-in-law, she's not like, oh, I miss my daughter. She's trying to clear her name so she doesn't look bad. And it's like, well, I'm not bashing you to my mother-in-law anyway, because I rarely even talk to my mother-in-law. First off, I rarely ever talk to my husband's family. So when I do, that's not all I'm sitting there talking about is my family all day, So this particular channel is obviously, but I don't know. I just wanted to, let you guys know that no, it wasn't on purpose. No, I didn't plan it. Yes, I'm in the wrong for having recorded that few minutes of my daughter going through that. But she is a strong kid. I didn't affect her, thankfully. She didn't have to put up with that for years like I did. So, I guess that's all I wanted to say was it's not going to happen again. And obviously we moved out of state and we haven't talked since. And if my mom needed to communicate with me, I obviously had my husband contact her not too long ago because of my brother's will, which she never got back to us on. So I know that they're not going to give us the money, and I'm sure she's trying to start something out of that. But I'm just like, keep it. It's obvious it's going to be a huge fight for it. So it is what it is. I'm not going to sit there and put myself through that just for money. Money doesn't drive me. So that's all I got, guys. So I will talk to you later.